What's up, folks? Sean the Average Angler coming at you with another great video. We've got a good one today. Really appreciate all the views, comments, likes, all that kind of stuff the past couple days, guys. It has been on fire. And today I've got speaking of fire, I have got a fire topic for you. To boot, a great solution to a problem that so many people have. All right, if you're new to the channel, you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button down there below. Join the Average Angler community. When we hit 5,000 subscribers, we're close now, guys. We're under 300. We hit that 5,000 subscriber count, we are doing a giveaway. So I'm going to have to put a package together here pretty soon. And of course, it'll be flexible. We can discuss what you're getting, but I'll put together a package and we'll go from there. But it'll be good. So today we are going to talk about fishing soft plastics. More in terms of what we're using when fishing soft plastics, because soft plastics is an area where it just seems like we miss a lot of bites. You hook a fish, comes up and jumps, and for some unknown reason, they get off. Well, is it due to your hook set? Is it due to this? Is it due to that? And quite honestly, a lot of times it's due to the hook you're using. A long time ago, I switched from a EWG, to a straight shank hook when I'm flipping in close quarters combat, right? And I was snelling the hook, which when you snell the hook and you hit it, it pivots the hook up like this, so it gets them in the roof of the mouth. Had no problems with it. It's worked great. I very seldom lose a fish for what I call close quarters combat. Now, I still use an EWG when I am casting. So I'm looking for some different hooks here. What it is I'm talking about and how hooks are so different, but look a lot alike. And what we want to look at, and basically what we want to look at, is that not all hooks are created equal. All look like an EWG hook, but not all EWG hooks are similar. And I don't know exactly how to show you guys the best here, but we're going to try. What I want you to look at is the point in relation to the hook eye. Okay, you see how that hook point is kind of pointed at the hook eye, but on a straight line, just a little bit above it, right? Let's try and do. Okay, so the point over here is right on the edge, and then you'll see where the eye is. So very little difference. You look at this hook, which is not an EWG, and you see a lot more gap there. Well, think of that gap as your hooking power to grab that fish. That's how much gap you have in your pull to grab onto that fish. And I'm not naming the brands of these hooks because quite honestly, I don't know which is which. This one, again, you'll see very little difference. Now, the other thing you can look at on these, that most of mine are not going to be an issue because it was something I paid attention to, is the gap from this hook point to the shaft right here, okay? So these are all pretty good. Now this hook has a little more gap from here to here. Now I do know this is a Berkeley Fusion Teflon coated EWG, okay? Not too bad. This point's a little closer here, but still this is up a little higher, so our hooking ratio should be better. Now the reason that straight shank works so well is now you look and all of a sudden we have this huge gap there, right? Much more gap to hook the fish. Well, this is a hook I want to show you. Another YouTuber / professional fisherman, although he doesn't call himself a professional fisherman for some reason, is the one that mentioned this hook, and that's where I got this from. Okay. Look at this EWG. Look how much gap is in that hook. And there is the bait rigged on that hook. We have a straight bait in line with the hook eye But when you set the hook, you've got all this gap in here to that hook point. Okay? This is going to improve your hookup ratio drastically. And apparently these hooks were at one time difficult to find. Not so much anymore. And I will warn you that different hook companies, hook sizes can be different. I don't really know how they measure them, to be honest with you, because these are both 4/0. And you will see quite a bit different in the length, the bite, all of it. So when you get a brand of hook, that 4/0 fits that full-size beastie bug really, really well. But if I took one of these other ones, this hook would be overpowering. Now, in all fairness, it is a 5/0, but see the difference? These are both made by the same company. These are both owner hooks. This is a standard Superline EWG by owner. You look at that point to here, much closer than that one, right? Now this is a hook that came on my swing head. So I pulled it off of the swing head because for the Yamamoto tournament, I'm going to need a smaller hook for my swing head. Because the Yamamoto baits are a little shorter, they don't fit that hook really well. So I ordered some hooks, and this is why I shared with you that I love the swing head I use so much, is because there's a split ring and I can change the hook. But if you have problems hooking your fish, or you lose some fish flipping, pitching, or even casting, and you don't know why you're losing them, this may be a good solution for you. This hook Todd Castledine says he uses for all of his plastics. Now, I'm sure he doesn't mean a drop shot or something like that, but more like he's a Strike King guy, so his Rage Bugs, his Rage Craws, his Ochos, all that kind of stuff, he uses that hook. And I love this hook because essentially it's coming prefabbed. You can tie with a regular knot, and it's got that angle of that straight shanked hook. When you pull it, that point is angled up. You pull it, it's going to grab onto something, most likely the fish's mouth, and bury that hook in it. You're going to get that fish in the boat. All right. Hooks are really important, guys. Regardless, we talk about hooks from time to time on my channel. The last one I talked about quite a bit was the cover shot, which is another great hook that I like for drop shotting. Can be used for a few other things also. But hooks are important. It is our connection between us and the fish. That's what has to grab that fish and get him back to the boat. And again, just look at that, okay? It rigs up beautifully. Peel this back, and you'll see that hook point is ready to grab whatever bites onto it, okay? Very strong. It's got the Teflon coating. Again, that is called the Owner Haymaker. This is a 4/0. I can definitely see a need for a 5/0 if I was fishing something like a double wide beaver or double wide or Magnum Rage Bug. Any kind of bigger, thicker flipping bait, I could see the 5/0. Otherwise, this 4/0's pretty good. I also got some 3/0s here because I wasn't really sure which I was going to need for what I was doing. I'm probably going to need both because I've got 2 boxes of Yamamoto baits. All right, speaking of the Yamamoto baits, guys, I've got some really, really good stuff coming. Forgive me, but I don't want to talk about it till after the tournament. I am very competitive. I've loved these specialty events. I want to win. I want to help you guys catch more fish, but I do not want to help my competitors. Nothing personal. I like everybody. almost everybody, but some things you just need to hold close to the vest until after tournament day. And I've got a ton of new Yamamoto baits because it's a Yamamoto only tournament, and some stuff I've used, some I haven't, but I've also been testing in the pool with some of this stuff, and man, I've found some stuff I just know you guys are going to like. So look for that in about a week and a half, 2 weeks time. Can't wait to share it with you guys. Thanks for watching. Sean the Average Angler. We'll see you on the next one.